All right, we left off where you were practicing. Now, one thing I want to mention before I show you some other examples, you'll notice that all of the examples that we've seen so far, um, that we were just doing with Mirsa and Paco, were the lo and the la. Two comments. Obviously, those are not the only direct object pronouns that you're going to be using. Lo, singular masculine, la, singular feminine. We've got me and te and nos and los and las. So you need to know all of the pronouns and what all of the pronouns mean. However, it is good to practice initially with just those pronouns because look at, and I'll kind of use my arrow here to circle them, look at all that they mean. The lo and the la does encompass a lot. Me, te, nos, those are very specific, but lo can mean three things: him, it, or you. La can mean three things: her, it, or you. Same with los or la. So when you're using a direct object pronoun in Spanish, most likely it is going to be a lo, a la, and then after that, it'll most likely be a los or a las. So don't feel like they're the only ones you'll ever be using, but at the same time, they are incredibly common. So I've got some more examples for us to just look at of how these pronouns work. So I've got just some questions and some answers. The first one, el museo lo visito mañana. So someone is responding to a statement that we haven't seen, but they're saying, the museum? Lo visito mañana. Notice where the lo is going. It has to go exactly where it is. This sentence has one conjugated verb, and so the lo has to go in front. Visito is conjugated for yo, so it's saying I visit. I'm going to visit. I know they're talking about the future because mañana is tomorrow. So el museo lo visito mañana. I'm visiting it tomorrow. La playa, the beach. La playa, no la visito. No la visito. I have the same subject and verb here, visito, so the implied yo. And la is now replacing playa, so it is singular and feminine. The beach, I'm not visiting it. I'm not visiting it. No la visito. Los amigos de Luis, Luis's friends, los amigos de Luis, we are inviting them. I'm talking about los amigos. So the los is sitting in front of that conjugated verb. We are inviting them to the party. If I were talking about Luis, which I'm not, I'm saying the friends of Luis. But if I were talking about Luis and I wanted to say we're inviting him too, what would it be? Lo invitamos, right? Lo invitamos también. But in this case, I'm referring to the friends, so I have los. And look what happens when they are now a group of females. Las amigas de Luis. Las is now my pronoun. Los amigos de Luis, los invitamos a la fiesta. Las amigas de Luis, no las invitamos. We are inviting them, and it's feminine to agree with a group of females. So you'll notice the placement. You'll notice that there's gender and number agreement there. One final slide. I'm not going to say too much because you see my to be continued. We will cover this grammar once we have mastered the earlier. But just keep in mind the me, te, lo, la, nos, los, las can be attached to infinitives, but you're always safest just putting them in front of a conjugated verb. They will never go after a conjugated verb. So we will cover this one little loophole in where they can go in a sentence in weeks to come. Right now, I want you to just focus on the placement that we've talked about, where they need to go in front of a conjugated verb.